Great folks, this is the Black Weasel, and today this is my video game review of Dragon Quest VII: Fragments of the Forgotten Past for the PlayStation 1 on the PS3. Since Square Enix hasn't gotten around towards releasing the Dragon Quest game onto the PlayStation Network, I am forced to go to eBay and buy a used game of Dragon Quest VII. The actual physical copy for the game was around like $40 or so. The game starts off when the main character's father, who is a fisherman by the way, comes back from a fishing trip carrying a strange item. The main character takes the strange item towards his friend Kiefer, not sure how to pronounce it, and his friend realizes that this is something useful towards something big regarding the broken history about Esterd Island. Esterd Island is the main island where the main character starts off, but there are certain clues that give off the idea that there used to be islands in the past but have disappeared in the present time. Anyways, the two friends are later accompanied by a nosy girl who is following them towards a historical site. Anyways, the main character uses the ancient artifact and they are magically transported back into the past. Now that's how the setting starts off. The main character and his two pals have to save each island from the inevitable doom and basically save their own island before Esther succumbs to the same fate that countless islands have suffered in the past before them. Alright, the graphics start off as looking primitive as hell for the fact that this game was released in 2000 on the PlayStation 1. Right around the corner when the PlayStation 2 was about to be put out. Now, next issue was the development. I looked online, and this game was supposed to be built for the Nintendo 64 disk drive, or DD. But in 1997, this game was moved towards the PlayStation for the fact that using CDs instead of cartridges was able to have the developers have a lot more space to create graphics and work with and have better sounding music for the PlayStation 1. As a result, this game was delayed a bunch of times than it should have. That's one downside of Dragon Quest VII. Graphics, man. Graphics. And how late it was. Now, I have played other Japanese role-playing games in the past, and this game stands out from the crowd by being true to its important parts of Dragon Quest. It has turn-based combat, but includes a big class system where I can have my party members take on certain jobs such as fighter, paladin, mage, sage, and hero class. I can even have my members take on monster job roles, which is pretty useful. The downside of the job system in Dragon Quest VII are figuring out which technique works best. When I was around level 18 or 19 or so, I saved Dharma Temple from the Demon Lord's minions. When I got out to the present times afterwards, I had to deal with a group of bandits that were blocking to the passage to the caves. But these bandits were ridiculously strong as hell, and these guys had spells and moves that could wipe out my multiple members of my party pretty easily. Yeah, this is why I did not like the job system, because if I pick out the wrong job such as bard or dancer and I get killed, I have to go back towards Dharma Temple, get a change of classes, and then start spending more time killing monsters to level up my job class so I can get better skills. The better skills I'm talking about was the quad hits and the magic spells capable of attacking multiple monsters instead of one guy. I like the music and sound of this. It's really medieval-like. When I journey through the caves and in the dungeons and whatnot, it's really medieval-like, which is why I like role-playing games in the first place. I can't get tired listening to the various background music for well over 100 hours. Some parts of the story was really touching and sad, and what I meant by that was going to islands in the past to solve the mystery of why those islands disappeared in the first place. While I'm in those islands, I talk with some of the characters and learning about their problems for why their island ceased to exist. I actually care about the certain characters that have some problems here and there. I care about Zibop and the gardener Pepe. And I'll give this game an 8.5 out of 10. it has some dated graphics for a game that was supposed to be made for the Nintendo 64. What keep this game afloat is its awesome story and the subplots of each of those islands I save. I played this game from September 2nd, 2017, and I finished it on September 27th, 2017. And I'll be frank, this is without a doubt the longest video game I've ever played in my life so far. This was a complete journey because it took me over 108 hours to finish this. Yep, what a journey.